Welcome to another episode of Deep Fat Freud.
Yes.
Ho, 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 ho.
Yes.
Yeah.
Marshall Manson got my blood pumping as always, dude. I love that intro, man. Fuck anybody that says that is repetitive, dude.
It is repetitive, but it's supposed to be.
Fuck you.
It's supposed to be repetitive. It's a
It's
fucking
not.
intro
It's not
song.
repetitive, dude.
What?
Song has many
Teenage
layers.
Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage
Now that's a
Mutant
repetitive
Ninja
song.
Turtles, Teenage Mutant
Yeah.
Ninja Turtles, Heroes in a Half Shell, Turtle Power.
Yeah.
All these old 80s cartoons had repetitive themes, and that's obviously what we were going for. That's
Ooh.
our artistic intent, bitch.
In your face.
But I really haven't heard anyone even complaining about it in a long time, so you're just resurrecting old
I gotta
drama.
complain.
Yeah.
Yeah, you go ahead and complain.
Oh,
Scotty.
shit. You got a grievance?
Hold on, let me just go ahead and mute you first. Go ahead.
Go ahead and unmute me.
All right, you're unmuted. Go ahead.
I have a grievance with you, TJ.
Yeah.
It's come to my attention. And you probably thought I was just going to drop this the other day, TJ. I'm not dropping it. Smoking too many goddamn fucking cigarettes, TJ. Were you the guy that like 3 or 4 years ago, I'm quitting? Now you're up to what, 2 packs a day?
I ain't smoking no 2-packs.
You're
Dude,
smoking
did you
a
see
ton.
that woe-begotten pile of empty cigarette boxes
Yep.
that Chelsea took a picture of the other day?
Yeah.
Looked like Mount Vesuvius made of fucking
That was like a
American
month's
Spirit
worth.
light
Ass
greens.
was cutting
That was
down
like a
cigarettes.
month's worth of
You need to
cigarettes.
fucking cut back on fucking
at least
smoking,
2 weeks.
TJ. You need to go start reducing your shit like you did before down to 4 cigarettes a day or something.
I smoke you, asshole. Boom.
You better, because if you don't, TJ, I'm going to keep being on your
You know what?
goddamn
I'm going to
ass
start
about
smoking
this.
3-packs a day just because you fucking brought this up.
Dude,
I'm going to start smoking in
drop-
here. I'm going to start
Chelsea
chain
was grooming
smoking
you,
all
Jero.
day, every day.
And TJ calls up my fucking wife. He's like, bring me some cigarettes, please. I'm like, you're not buying TJ fucking smokes.
Why not, man?
What do you mean, why not? You smoke too damn much, TJ. You're in fucking terrible health. And you're all like,
My health is excellent.
that you were just hospitalized, like, what was it, 6 months ago for a fucking lung infection, a pneumonia or something?
That never happened.
What do you mean it never
Whatever,
fucking
dude.
happened?
Shit, bitch.
Your dumb ass does
You full
not
of
need
shit.
to fucking smoke goddamn
You
fucking
know what, dude?
You a
cigarettes,
lying
TJ.
ass bitch, Scotty.
We have a fan base that likes to grab onto one issue with the show like a pork chop. Grab onto this one. Do nothing but bother TJ day in and day out about how he's killing himself. Send him pictures
No.
of like
No.
Yep.
cancerous lungs and people with their fucking
You're not-
lips rotted
Arteries
off.
totally
Why are you
clogged.
doing this, Paul?
Because
Don't be a piece of shit, Paul.
I want because the people know like we know TJ that we want
See,
you
you're
around.
putting the people to sleep. Look, Spectacular Glasses is Zian in the chat, dude. He's tired of
Oh.
this.
Well, he's lucky he's not in a ideology
He's
chat, 'cause
already
I'd
tired.
tuck him in.
He can be tired all he wants.
I'd tuck his bitch ass in for the night.
You want to go to bed, bitch?
Oh, yeah. So I just want to say something as well, Scotty.
Go ahead.
I just want to let you and Paul both know
Mm-hmm.
that there's nothing I'd rather be doing in life than doing a podcast with you guys.
Oh my God,
Well,
that
thank
was
you,
very
TJ.
nice of you,
That's
TJ.
wonderful,
Wow.
TJ. I appreciate that. You still need to quit smoking fucking
That warmed
cigarettes.
my heart.
Yep. Yep, that's true. I did. It was a heartwarming moment.
So what's the show about tonight, TJ?
Well, tonight's show is about some of the worst cities in the United States of America, this here country.
How are you
The
quantifying worst?
We're looking at some of the different
Dude,
statistics.
I'm really enjoying.
We're looking at the highest rate of burglary, highest rate of armed robbery, highest rate of grand theft auto, least educated. We're looking at highest teen pregnancy rate. We're looking at lowest per capita income. We're looking at highest unemployment. We're looking at the highest murder rate. We're looking at the highest rate of car accidents. We're looking at the lowest
Wow.
life expectancy, worst infant mortality rate, and the highest rate of rape.
Wow.
So we have several criteria.
TJ, dude. I know you and Paul pointed this out, but I think we should point this out to people.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the fucking picture of the United States they put on
Yeah,
Google, dude.
so here is, I actually looked at a blown up version of it. If you go to Google and just type United States, the default picture for the United States, like right down here, they got the White House and they got a
That's
water
cool.
park.
Right.
I don't know what the
Either
water
one
park-
would be better. I don't even know what that is. That looks like the
This is
United
Str-
States
this
like
is-
50 years ago.
I don't know
is
what
Main
the
Street,
fuck this
guys.
is supposed to be. Paul said it looks like somewhere in like a theme park.
Oh,
you
dude,
know, like
this
one of
is-
those like pseudo towns.
Is this Branson? Is this Branson, Missouri? It's like
maybe.
a tourist trap, dude.
Yeah, so this is, I don't know what the fuck, why this is emblematic of all of America.
I mean, there's a lot of shitty malls
The
and stuff
heartland
that
of
look
America.
like this.
like,
so.
shouldn't it be, I mean, it should be the White House, right? Or like the Washington Monument.
I think it should be some of these places we're going to visit tonight.
Well, and that's another fun thing we're going to do tonight, and it's something we've never done before, but we think it might be interesting. We kind of inspired by me and Paul playing GeoGuessr. Back when we lived together, it was a lot easier for us to do ideologies together. And one of the things we used to do on ideologies, on my channel especially, the TJ Does Life channel, where I do my streaming, or my casual streaming or whatever, was we would play GeoGuessr.
Yeah.
And we always had fun exploring the weird little shitholes that GeoGuessr dropped us down in. So on this episode, we're going to actually drive around some of these towns and see if we can kind of get a feel of their character a little bit.
So come along with us, won't you, folks?
Hop on.
For a tour of these great United States of America. Our first stop is a doozy. And boys,
before we even start on that,
you got something else?
let's just go ahead and pimp out
Chill
the
fat
Patreon.
fried. Dun, dun, dun,
Scotty,
dun, dun. Chill this shit. Dun, dun,
We
dun,
sat
dun,
down
dun.
this weekend and we played our first ever game of Dank Dungeons and Drunken Dragons. We got
did.
4 hours of footage. We're cutting that down for you. We're going to get that out to you as soon as we possibly can.
It's a big job, so we're working on it, but everything came out good. You guys are going to love it. The
Yeah.
patrons will be getting that ASAP.
Yes, as soon as possible, as soon as we were done editing that.
All you patrons are
That's
going to
be released to you. We shot it this weekend. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of twists and turns and a lot of drunken antics. So that's going to be available exclusively to patrons. By the way, for our patrons, I also want to let you guys know that we are working on a new archive solution for our patrons, much more comprehensive than the last one we had.
So stay tuned, guys. Thank you for bearing with us.
But yeah,
we're working on it. When it rolls out, you'll see why it took so long.
It's going to be top notch. We really went all out. We really put a decent amount of the money that you guys have been giving us via Patreon and reinvested that into the podcast, which I think is a big part of what you expect us and hope for us to do. So I think you're going to be very pleased with the new Patreon page and the new solution. And it's not just going to be a Patreon page. It's also going to be a page for a lot of the public videos as well. So that's going to be coming out soon. Hopefully, we're hoping for a mid-October release. We don't want to give you guys a definitive date because we don't want you to be late, scammers, blah, blah, blah.
Late.
But we're thinking, we're aiming for mid-October on that.
Yeah, we're going to launch a new website, and at some point, probably very shortly after, some apps for iOS and Android.
So we thank you guys very much for becoming patrons. Of course, you also get all kinds of stuff. It's all described in explicit detail here on the page. You see there's a lot of text. If you read that text, it'll tell you all the different stuff you're going to get. And I'm going to be adding some more stuff very soon. So stay tuned for that. And please become a patron or at least consider it. Thank you. All right, so enough of the shilling and bullshit. Let's talk about some of these places here in this great country of ours that are maybe not doing so great. So we're going to first look at the burglary.
Well, we're going to look at all of the steeliest places in America.
Steeliest.
Yeah, Paul wrote this as the steeliest places in America.
The steeliest places.
Steeliest.
So these are going to be the places where there's more stealingness.
Yeah, right.
You leave a little lighter than you came.
So the first one we're going to look at is burglary, right?
We're looking at burglary, and boys, I know I'm beaming with pride. This is a home state city here.
Get to start with some Louisiana
and
goodness.
a wonderful city at that. This is a beautiful Bastrop, Louisiana.
Oh, boy,
Bastrop.
Bastrop, why didn't you say so, Bastrop, boy?
Why didn't you tell me?
Bastrop, Louisiana.
Oh, boy.
Let the Bastrop in Bastrop.
In 2015, there were 463 burglaries per 10,000 people reported in the little town of Bastrop, Louisiana, making it the burglars' capital of the U.S.
Woo!
This is the place where your house gets broken into.
By the way, the runner-up of Blytheville, Arkansas, only had 347 burglaries per
So
10,000.
Bastrop,
so it's not
runs
even
away
close.
with it.
Bastrop is dominant.
Yes.
In burglary.
Yeah.
It's
not even
Bastrop
close.
probably heard shit about like Blytheville talking shit. They're like, really? We're gonna go rob more. We're gonna double our fucking robberies this month.
What an honor.
There are about 11,365 people
Jesus, dude.
in the town. So it's close to the sample size. So it's like 10 per 10,000 people. Like basically, You know,
There was basically 500 burglaries in a town of 11,000 people.
Exactly.
That's insane.
I mean-
and that's the ones that are reported.
That's
A lot of
like
people just come
everyone
home
in
and
that
shit's
town
gone.
knows someone who's been burglarized or knows a burglar or
Yeah.
is a burglar.
Almost certainly.
So, I mean, that's pretty fucking bad.
But dude, that's the number of reported ones. And, you know, a lot of people just come home and like, oh, my shit's been stolen.
And
whatever.
I believe that
Not
the
calling
town
police.
is right around here. This is it right here. Bastrop, Louisiana. It's in the
Bastrop.
upper part of the state. We're down here, but it's up here. It's not far. We could drive there in probably 2 or 3 hours.
Oh man,
No,
I'd
probably-
rather not.
It's probably like 4 or 5 hours. But
Well, whatever. It's
So,
not far.
What do you say we take a tour of
So,
the beautiful streets
Do
of
you
Bastrop?
guys want... Yeah, let's go take a look.
we can take a virtual tour, though. It's like, what's it like to live in Bastrop?
So
Paradise.
This is with a lot of these cities. I tried to find a place that was really evocative of the place, but on this one, this is literally just where I landed.
And it's perfect.
And right here on the street corner, you see Poor Folks Convenience Store.
I'd say the store did
And
rather.
I would say the
poorly.
store. Yeah, I'd say this store is out of business. Okay.
What?
You can look inside the windows. You see an old Coke machine in there. How that wasn't
It
stolen.
looks like
I
a
don't know.
thriving hub of commerce. What are you talking about?
This is a Poor Folks Convenience Store right here. But what really amused me was when I looked across the street and saw Poor Folks Grocery Store Act 2,
So they closed down the old one.
covered in graffiti reading Third Ward. And this is also closed.
Po folks
Man.
ain't doing too good.
The poor folks businesses did not do well.
So
Probably
poor
because
folks-
there's nothing but poor folks around these parts.
Yeah, you maybe don't start a business catering to poor people, I guess, because it doesn't
They don't
seem
have
I
any
mean,
like
they gotta
money.
have somewhere to buy things too.
it doesn't seem like it does
well,
well.
what are you talking
though.
about? This town everyone steals. No wonder they went out of business. They probably got the fucking store robbed
All
every
right,
day.
so let's go down the wonderfully named street of Limerick Street.
Limerick.
here.
A
See what's
Limerick.
going on.
A very whimsical name for the living hell that is this fucking place.
Hey, Paul, you're an appraiser. What do you think this house goes for? Here?
A buffalo nickel. I wouldn't give somebody $2 for this fucking
that house is dilapidated.
It looks like it's about to fall off of those cinder blocks right there
Right.
and crush anybody that was dumb enough to be inside it.
Oh man.
So that house is condemned, clearly.
Yeah, I don't know. There might be someone living here.
There might be squatters, but
Yeah.
yeah, that's not even...
A lot of boarded up places around this neighborhood. I think this next house up on the right is boarded
So
up.
this guy just sitting on his porch, and he looks like he knows this shit
I
sucks
ain't got a
real
chair.
bad.
This is kind of a
I ain't got
sad
a
look
chair.
at this area because that
I
looks like
feel bad as fuck for this
yeah,
guy.
he
Come
looks
on.
like a teenage
This
kid.
dude.
Look at his house. I mean,
He lives in a house that's probably like as big as your living room.
It's big.
TJ.
It's smaller than a trailer. It's
Oh, yeah.
just like a shack.
It has
There's like 2 rooms in that house.
it has a really cheap tin roof, like metal roof on it. So it's like
It's
anytime-
hot.
It's like
Scorching fucking hot.
I don't see an AC sticking out of his window. So
Across the street, he's
that's
got
probably why he's outside.
probably-
Looks like another dilapidated
Yeah,
structure. You can't even
boarded
see
up.
it behind the plant, the shrubbery there. There's a trailer that looks like a mansion.
That's a
compared to
double
his
wide
house.
there, man. That's a beautiful
Well,
trailer
I'll tell
there.
you what,
Can't even see
I
that
sprung
house
for the
back
double
there.
wide.
I'll tell you what, if I was going to buy a house on this street, it's that one right there on the right.
That one I heard is going
So here we see
pretty good deal,
some
25,000.
people enjoying the front porch lifestyle.
Yeah, these kids are for the first time experiencing seeing a moving vehicle.
Yeah. Like, Mama, what's that? That
Mama,
there's
Mom-
a motor
yeah.
vehicle, boy.
Mama, why that car moving?
All right, so we go.
It's like I ain't touching that.
I ain't saying shit.
Jesus, Scotty.
I ain't saying shit.
Jesus, Scotty. That was, wow. Racially insensitive, Scotty.
So over here, we got some more kids running around,
They're playing on a car.
playing on
I see a lot of older siblings holding younger siblings.
Well, this is the Google car, so of course it's going to turn heads. dude.
Everyone's like, what the hell is that?
Here is that looks like a 7-year-old girl holding a 1-year-old.
Yeah.
Yep, that's her baby.
Where the
yo.
fuck are the parents? Who knows?
Who knows?
They out scoring.
Probably.
Out stealing, probably. I mean,
Yeah, they're out burglarizing.
the burglary rate here, that seems like the best paying job in town.
The best paying job is burglar.
It's like breaking into houses and
Do they have
taking
any
shit.
businesses here or anything like that?
businesses.
I'm
Just like
sure
probably
that
just
there
fast
are.
food places and shit like
Here,
that.
let me try to find something that's actually open.
Yeah, is there anything that's actually
So here I'm at
in
the end of this
business?
street.
This looks like a more main street, so maybe.
This is something. I don't know. Van Avenue. It looks like there's actually some money.
Oh yeah, maybe some businesses up here.
Got
Looks like
something
a
going.
warehouse on the right here of some
So
kind.
this
They got something?
is some kind of furniture place here.
Is it?
Furniture and appliance.
Okay, so like a mom and pop furniture place.
Let's look at the building. Is it like, do they have barbed wire in the front of it?
I mean, wouldn't
yeah.
you if you owned a
Holy
business
shit,
in this town?
dude. They're
I mean, you gotta fucking realize you're in the burglary capital of America.
I'm sure they're aware of it. Bastrop.
So like a municipal building up there on the right.
It looks like it might be a courthouse or something. Let's see.
Could be a church or something. Too.
This building
It's
is
a church.
That's a church.
I think that's the first building we've seen with a central air conditioning system.
Let's see what their sign says if we can read it. No, it's too. Well, I don't know what happened just now.
Probably just says "fuck it" on it.
Yeah, just like,
Well,
this is
All
life.
right, so I was going this way.
Yep.
Let's see.
it's a little gas
There's some kind of
station.
gas station here.
Is this the Poor Folks 3?
Let's see if this is Poor Folks 3.
Is it in business? Oh, is this a bar?
This is big. No.
Big Dog.
This looks like a bar, dude.
I don't see.
You're right. I think this might be not a convenience store at all, but in fact,
Dude,
a
It
bar.
has gas pumps.
Dude,
in front of
look what's
it.
look what's in front of it, dude. It's one of those scooters. Someone fucking drove a scooter down to the bar.
Oh, it's a hover round, dude.
That's just my car.
Oh, damn, dude.
Oh man,
That's what's up in this town.
Oh, dude.
That's a nice truck, though.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. How somebody hasn't stolen the rims off of that, I'll never know. It's the this is a mini mall. What?
What the fuck is
This is Quinn's Mini Mall.
What the fuck is
Man, this is the
place?
most mini
It has
mini mall that I've ever seen.
Hot food.
Cool.
Ice cream, drinks, something else. I can't read the rest.
Prunes and gifts, I think one of them was.
Prunes?
I don't know.
Ain't
They have
no
a
one buying
fine
no
assortment of prunes. What the fuck, dude?
Yeah, it doesn't. I don't
There's
know.
another
If you,
boarded up house.
yeah,
I see a lot of kids just wandering the streets.
Yeah,
so-
like so far, like I think the children have killed all the adults in town.
dude, maybe it's what it's like. It's
and
like,
have just taken over.
dude, this is a fucking town run by children. That's what it explains everything.
yeah. They don't know any better. They just break in and take what they need.
Are there more kids just wandering, dude?
Yeah,
It's fucking true.
I mean, these look like young gentlemen. Well, you
Yeah,
know,
these are like
might be 20s.
They're,
Might be
they're
early
probably the
20s,
leaders.
late
Well, yeah, they're
teens.
the leaders of the town, dude. When you get like 20, it's like honored elder. You know what I mean?
So I mean, I think you guys have probably picked up by now the racial demographics of the city.
yeah, and I mean, what do we?
72.2% black, 25.6% white, 0.1% Native American, 0.4% Asian, less than 0.1% Pacific Islander, and then a hodgepodge
Basically,
of
black
other
and white people live here.
mixed races. But yeah, it's mostly just about a quarter of the population is white and 3/4 are black, basically.
Median income for a family $26,250.
Oh, wow.
That's nothing
This looks like
for a
store-
family.
That's right at the poverty line.
So this is like a storage unit or something, or is this a
oh,
church?
shit. Look
There's
at
a
this.
huge disparity in men versus women's income in this town. 30,000 median income for males and a 15,000 median income for females. You can bet that a lot of those children are the children of single mothers, so
Yeah.
you can see how that disparity could create even bigger problems. So a woman in this town, a single mother in this town, brings home on the median $15,000 a year.
Dude, it's crazy. Like it looks like literally the only building that looks nice is like a fire station.
Is there fire? It looks like they've got fire trucks from like 1972, though.
the
Yeah,
building
look at that.
looks
and beyond.
yeah, it looks like the
building
well,
is kind of.
that's
I mean, at least it's
That's
painted.
a modern one. I mean, it's maintained. That's a modern.
Yeah, I mean
like-
that looks somewhat modern. This
well, they
is
probably
an
get like
old
federal
piece of
grant
shit.
money and shit like that. But yeah, this is like basically the bare essential of services that make this a functioning.
Things
town.
are not good.
You know,
if live
Bastrop-
in Bastrop.
Bastrop doesn't make the list anywhere else tonight. It's the only time we'll be here. But it says here that 1 in 108 people were the victims of violent crime in Bastrop, while 1 in 33. Oh wait, sorry. 1 in 33.4 people were a victim of property crime during the same year. This is like
Just totally impoverished, totally violent.
It's
area.
a totally horrible. You know what, guys? I'm fucking depressed. Can we go somewhere that's a little less depressing, please?
We can go to the armed robbery capital.
How about Viva Las motherfucking
Viva!
Vegas?
Yeah, Las Vegas.
You know what? I need a vacation after driving the dismal streets of Bastrop, Louisiana. Let's go to the place where the glitz and the glamour reigns.
The armed robbery capital of America.
With a population of just over 1.5 million, Las Vegas boasted, for want of a better word, 920 violent crimes per 100,000 residents.
And I went to one of the worst crime areas of the city. This is one of the worst crime areas here.
It's actually overall the 9th most dangerous city in America.
Yeah, and you see, this is not nearly the
This is off the strip.
dilapidation of Bastrop.
No,
but
you can see there's some promise here, but this is still not a well-kept area. I mean, like, juxtaposing this with the Vegas Strip, the glitz, the glamour, the billion-dollar edifices of that area, like,
Well, it's
this
like
is what it
everything
looks
else.
like a
It's-
couple of blocks away.
It's the tourist money. I mean, like, look, they want that money, so of course you go to the strip, and it's like, and they know that 99% of people are not going to venture off the fucking strip.
They're
They're just going to stay where they fucking know. It's like they're going to be on the strip. Why do you think everything in Vegas is like in a small radius like that? It's like a couple miles. That's pretty much it.
How'd you like to stay at this motel, Scotty?
Oh, sounds wonderful.
So when I was looking
Looks good,
for
huh?
sociological reasons, because let's get to the bare bones here. 312 robberies per 100,000 people. This is armed robberies, so stick-ups and
Right.
violent robberies with weapons.
Dude, that sign is pretty awesome, honestly.
I mean, you see a lot of that kind of stuff around Vegas. That actually might go a little closer. Is that one? There's a very famous little hotel that looks a lot like this in Vegas that has that pool with the windows in it. It's in a lot of movies.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
this looks like a shit motel. But
Yeah.
the sign is kind of cool. It's vintage.
It's retro and kind of neat.
I mean,
I think this is like old Vegas, dude. This is where people used to stay back in like the 50s and 60s and shit.
boxes.
Poverty
supplies.
is a big issue in outer Vegas, so that's going to be at the root of a lot of these sociological problems. But a lot of people mentioned the fact that there's just a lot of
I don't think the Vegas motel is in business anymore.
there's a lot of tourists with pockets full
Yeah,
of fucking cash
rich
and
fucking
travelers'
tourists,
checks and
dude.
shit. You know what I
It's
mean?
just I love how they kept the sign for the motel, but this
Well, I mean,
is like
think
an
about
empty
this,
lot.
Paul. It's like you have a fucking strip filled with drunk suckers, dude.
Yeah.
Wearing $100,000 watches, walking around by themselves. It's like,
Yeah,
Give
a
me-
lot of these people
Why is
stay
this
off
dude
strip,
walking an
save
invisible
money.
dog? I don't understand what's going on here.
But I mean, like, look, they have public transit. Clearly, I mean, they have some stuff going on. They have, some services, and the fact that they do have areas with people with higher incomes, so they do have some city services and stuff like that.
Look
you know
at
what I mean? So
Paradise.
Motel.
I mean, this is like the hooker area of town, and this is where a lot of the robberies are going on.
hey,
you know
come
what I
on
mean?
down here, sweetie.
Yeah, you got to come down to the Paradise, room 101.
The super pawn when you need more gambling.
Yep.
Yeah, when you need to fucking make more.
And I mean,
bad
like, if you look
decisions.
around, you can see residential back there. So people are living in these communities that are just dotted with shitty little horror motels and pawn shops and shitty little casinos. I mean, what's actually servicing the community in this downtown area, honestly? There's a shitty little appliance store there. There's a fucking car dealership where nobody that lives in this area can probably afford to buy a car from it. You know what I mean? There's a Lowe's back there. Okay, cool. Maybe we're getting more.
Family
There's
Dollar.
a family
Hey, there's a
dollar.
Family Dollar.
They
Okay.
got that. I mean, we're getting a little bit down the street here. So.
I mean, they got some shit. I mean, they're not like. I mean, I get what you're
It's a
saying.
bank.
A lot of this stuff is just like check
a
cashing,
Chase,
pawn
yeah.
shop,
Not a
liquor
lot of
store.
fucking variety in terms of what you're eating. You know what I mean?
No, it looks like a
it's
bunch of chain shit,
just dollar stores and
7-Elevens and shit.
just cheap, convenient shit. Which 7-Eleven, by the way, is a ripoff in these little shitty communities.
Oh, the whole convenience store thing is a ripoff. Like they basically people literally use those as grocery stores. So your local convenience store, you're paying like $6 for a loaf of bread. Is like people are just doing that every day.
Those little strip malls and shit. Yeah, I mean,
Some stuff. Some. I mean, it's not horror.
I'd rather live here than Bastrop.
Yeah, it's definitely not Bastrop, but
but I don't know, man. At least in Bastrop, they come while you're sleeping. You know what I mean? Here, they just hold you up.
Yeah. Around Vegas, they're way more upfront with the robbery. They don't have time for all that burglary shit. They're just like, put a gun in your face and be like, hey, give me your money. Give me your fucking money.
Well, have you guys had a good vacation here in Las Vegas? You think you're ready to take another little hop, skip, and a jump to another beautiful city in America?
Man, it's just getting worse and worse.
Another
Paul.
major metro area. Where do you think in America you're more likely to have your car stolen?
Well, I could just be guessing based on the fact that it's right in front of me.
Yeah?
But I'm going to say Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Let's go to Albuquerque, gentlemen.
Let's go to Albuquerque. And I once again chose one of the worst areas for crime in the city.
And we've actually all been to Albuquerque, too.
Yeah.
So.
We have. So
You might even see us there.
there were
soon.
676 grand theft autos per 100,000 residents of Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's the second most eastern city of the 10 places with the highest rates of car theft. Albuquerque saw 679.9 auto thefts per 100,000 people in 2014. It notes New Mexico's close proximity to the U.S. border with Mexico lends to a higher chance of vehicle theft, as criminals may not only be seeking joyrides or compensation from chop shops, but also the potential to take the car over the border to sell in Mexico.
Another thing you could have put Albuquerque on here for too as a worst city is highest per capita like police shootings, I believe.
Yeah, I didn't pull for those, but yeah, you're right. It would probably be up there.
I
on the
do
list.
believe it is number one.
Dude,
but
one of the things I remember about Albuquerque was the fact that in every other city I had Uber, like I've never had the Uber driver get lost just consistently almost every time and be clueless and have like 10 different things going on. But that happened in Albuquerque. Like I had an Uber driver that had like they were doing they were saying they're gonna I was using Uber. They were picking someone up with Lyft and they're calling them like, I'll be there in a second. Oh, can you get out here so I can pick up my Lyft ride? I'm just like, well,
this is one of the worst crime areas, but it honestly doesn't really look too bad.
No, Albuquerque doesn't look.
I mean, we really started off with Bastrop with a really extreme example of an impoverished city that's just a forgotten place. Albuquerque is clearly not a forgotten place.
no.
Yeah,
There
there's
are
still
city
bustling
services
and
at work
commerce
here.
And,
But that doesn't necessarily mean it's a safe place.
no, it's
No.
definitely not. If you look at statistics, it's definitely not safe.
I mean, it was definitely a seedy city. Like, shit, we had the meet up in Albuquerque. Like, we were all kind of like, we're at this biker bar. We're kind of like,
It was a little rough, but I mean, it ended up being okay. But
I mean, it was cool. I mean, everyone was there and had a good time. But you definitely got the sense in Albuquerque.
Yeah, there was
like-
more of you felt more in danger at that meetup than other meetups. At least
yeah.
I did. I don't know.
Aside from the New Orleans,
We were in an
meetup, yeah.
edgier place.
You know, I wanted to mention that all of the other cities on the top 10 list, I'd say out of the remaining 9 of them, 8 of them were in the Central Valley of California where I grew up. So Albuquerque
Congratulations.
just barely beat out my hometown area. But certainly, like, there are more cities in the area where I'm from that they'll steal your car. Fresno, I think, is number 2.
Hey, they stole your car with you in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've had my car broken into, I don't know, 3 times. Had my stereo taken out of it a couple of times. I've had the car stolen with me in it. Yeah, this place, I don't know, man. It doesn't look like much happens around these parts, you know what I mean?
Yeah, so
I mean, decent infrastructure.
But you know what?
Decent city services. I mean, look, it's not the best place in the world. I mean, obviously, it struggles with crime and other poverty.
once
issues,
again,
but
rather be here than
Yeah.
Bastrop, Louisiana.
Bastrop, still looking
Bastrop
like
is still the grand champion of shitholes as far as this goes.
Hey, that's kind of a cool little Adobe
I do
house
like
over
that
there.
design.
I'm saying, dude. I mean,
It's neat.
they got
I mean,
some
one thing that's
personality.
cool about Albuquerque and New Mexico is it really does have a distinctive personality. It's not a place I'd ever want to live, but it's a nice place to visit, honestly. It's got some cool stuff.
You know what, TJ, Scotty? I feel like we've looked enough at man's baser impulses for now. Let's look at the dumberest places in America.
Dumberest places
The dumberest.
in America.
The dumberest places in America. Let's start with the least educated place in America.
Least educated.
And that's going to be Visalia, Porterville, California. What a beautiful place you landed at for this one, a dead end.
Just a dead end.
This is a place that I grew up near. This is in the Central Valley of California. It's not shocking to me. I have some quotes here. It says, well, we have many farm laborers here, many of whom don't have a college degree and possibly a high school diploma. There aren't any enticing jobs here in the valley that require a degree, so many don't feel the need.
Whoa, what the hell?
If they could get a good
Is there a way
paying
out
job.
of this neighborhood? What the fuck?
Did you find your way into a cul-de-sac with no escape?
It went from a dead end to a cul-de-sac.
So it's an area that has a lot
gotta
of
be a way
migrants,
out.
and also the fact. I mean, it's also compounded by the fact that it has a serious brain drain because people are just going to move to probably San Francisco or something if they
Let's
want
go. Let's move a little bit.
to live in an area where if you actually earn a degree, you can use the skills.
Let's see what's
Yep.
going on over here.
Heavily agricultural area. You see all these little tract houses and shit.
Yeah, typical California.
This is a
homes.
manufactured community right
Yep.
here.
Oh, absolutely. And this is exactly what most, mid-range housing communities look like in the Central Valley. Let's see. Having access to a university doesn't secure individuals will stay in the area. So a lot of people that do use what few universities are in the area end up leaving this area, obviously, because there's nothing here that requires a degree.
So serious brain drain.
It's kind of a catch-22. People need job opportunities which match their level of higher education for incentive to stay.
They ain't getting that.
However, businesses which require employees with higher degrees can't expand and start to build here without there being a large enough population who can fulfill those jobs. So it's just kind of a forgotten little town where most people probably commute to another bigger town, probably Fresno or Stockton or something.
So it's basically cheap housing.
Yep. So it's just a cheap little housing community where there's really no opportunity for anybody.
Interesting.
A runner-up for the least educated is McAllen, Edinburgh, and Mission, Texas, a small little community of 3 cities whose per capita income struggles to break $10,000 a year.
Jeez.
Its most notable elementary school is called Our Lady of Sorrows.
What?
Yes.
Their elementary school is called Our Lady of Sorrows, dude.
Our Lady of
It's buoyed
Sorrow.
economically by being part of an international trade zone, but nonetheless it comes in at dead last in the top 150 MSAs in the country for education with an attainment rating of 150 and a quality education and attainment gap rating of 113. I have no idea what the fuck that means, but it sounds like a pretty shitty place.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like the greatest.
I mean, $10,000 a year is like literally nothing.
But what else is dumb, in your opinion, TJ?
What else is dumb?
How about having a kid when you're a teenager? Does that sound dumb to you?
Yeah, I mean, that's usually not that great of an idea.
Hey, it works out for some people, TJ. How can you say that? How can you say it?
I don't know. But,
Well,
You ever fucking been in those shoes, TJ?
no, I haven't.
you better pull out your American flag, TJ, and start waving it because our capital is also the teen pregnancy capital.
Wow.
It's the dual capital, Washington, D.C. 67 teen pregnancies per 1,000 teenage females.
Probably a pregnant teen in each
I'm
one of
gonna
these
tell
little
you,
shotgun
I mean,
houses.
these houses don't look too bad.
They have character. You see this building style a lot in New Orleans as well. I think San Francisco is fond of it too. The just series of buildings kind of thing.
Yep.
I mean, it looks like a pretty clean.
I mean, we
place.
might have found ourselves in an upper crusty area of Washington, D.C. I don't know. It looks middle income around here.
Yeah, I don't
It's
think
probably
this-
a good representation.
I don't think this is a higher income area, but it's not like the total dregs of the city either.
No, definitely not. It looks
But
actually.
the way I got dropped off here is I looked for one of the highest crime rates. So this is actually a pretty high crime area, even though it doesn't necessarily look like one.
Sure. So when there's good news and I find good news, I don't want to be accused of being dismal pessimist, Paul, okay?
Sure.
There is actually good news on this front. The national teen pregnancy rate, which is defined as the number of pregnancies per 1,000 females aged 15 to 19, has declined almost continuously over the last quarter of the century. Teen pregnancy rate includes pregnancies that end in a live birth as well as those that end in abortion or miscarriage. It declined by 63% in less than 25 years, from 117.6 pregnancies per 1,000 females in that age range, 15 to 19, in just 1990, to 43.4 in 2013.
Well, that's a huge drop.
So it's on the way down.
Right. But Washington, D.C. is 20 points over the national average.
Whoa.
Jeez.
So a lot of kids bored. I don't know. What do you think is behind something like this? Obviously, poverty is what I found. When I went digging, it's like, oh, poverty.
Well, I mean, like, for one thing, you're in a very predominantly African American city.
Whoa.
Whoa,
TJ.
hey,
Well, no,
walk that back.
It's not even that.
Walk that back, TJ.
I don't really. I think that a lot of times
Racist.
They're more
Racist.
genuinely
Racist.
anti-abortion. So I think a lot of times
They?
yes, they as in black people. I think that I think a lot of times when white kids get pregnant, they're more likely to get an abortion, even if they're in a conservative area. It's just like, oh well, we'll just.
This takes into account abortions too.
Oh,
though.
it does. Okay.
It does.
Yeah.
I didn't realize.
Yeah, pregnancy.
I don't know.
This
They
is just the teen pregnancy rate.
Teens just like to fuck in Washington, I guess. I don't know.
You know what?
Maybe they're getting impregnated by all these
It looks
fucking
like-
scumbag senators and shit.
That's a good point.
You know, all these political hacks are there. Maybe they're getting.
I think.
Maybe they're fucking all the teenagers.
Well, look at this area. There's probably a lot of services. There's probably a lot of ways for people to get around these areas. Like, there's good infrastructure. It's probably that the fact that they probably have more of an opportunity to do it. Like in Bastrop, it's like, how the fuck can you get around if you don't have a car? Most of those people can't afford that shit. Here,
You could probably walk from one end of Bastrop to the other in a fucking evening. So, or well, I don't know if you want to walk
most
in
of the people-
Bastrop in the evening, but
So here's a
good luck with
slap in
that.
the face to abstinence-only education. According to the recent research, the decline that we've seen since 1990
has been because we stopped doing that shit.
has been, well, it's been because of adolescents who are wanting to have sexual intercourse increasingly using effective contraceptives.
oh, cool.
Uh-oh. So, yeah, it's still a problem. It says about 77% of teen pregnancies are unplanned. In other words, they are
course.
unwanted or occurred too soon.
Yeah, it's like, just put the tip in. Uh-oh.
What happened here?
And an estimated 61% of them end in live birth. So,
This whole building is like shuttered.
yeah, it looks like it was a project at some point maybe and got shut down.
So you're saying is that there's probably a lower rate of birth control and contraceptive use in this area.
That's what it seems like.
Not good, guys. Can't afford a baby. They're expensive.
But yeah, overall, doesn't really look.
It doesn't look like a horrible place to be, but still an interesting place to visit on our journey tonight.
interesting to realize.
There's a lot of teen pregnancy
This
going
is
on
the
around
worst-
these streets, folks.
by a fucking.
If you see
huge
some
margin.
teens around
By
here,
a giant margin.
they be fucking and they be having lots of babies.
But let's take a look at some. You know, where do you think in America that your dollar goes the least far? Where do you think you make the least amount of money?
lowest per capita income. Huh?
Lowest per capita income. It's going to be in the north, the west, the east.
I'm gonna go with the South.
Oh, what? No.
I'm gonna say Beverly Hills, California.
Good guess.
That is a good guess, but it's actually Glenwood, Georgia.
Glenwood, Georgia. And
Go
you know
on
what?
down to Glenwood.
Honestly,
Go
Glenwood,
on down.
Georgia. I mean, this looks like shit.
Dude, when you showed me this, dude, I was not at all surprised. to see
No,
this
no,
one
no,
like
no,
that.
no. Going on down to work on the cars down at the garage now. Oh, my God.
Rusted out fucking metal building.
But you know what? They got a Dollar General.
Yeah, they do.
Things ain't too bad.
Damn, man, go there. We made Coke, TJ.
Go get you to the Dollar General.
Go
I
get
don't
me
know
a
what
Coke.
the hell this little piece of shit ramshackle structure
Looks
is
like a little
for.
diner or something,
So the average
or what? That's what it was.
per capita
Whoa.
income in Glenwood, Georgia.
I don't know if purple
Hey,
is the
somebody's
right
got
color.
some style, though.
There's a pimp lives in that house.
They got some pizzazz.
PIMP.
$16,267 a year. That's
But I mean,
what a
like,
person
you know-
brings home.
Say that again.
A lot of these houses.
$16,267 a year.
16,000 is the per
I would not
capita
look at
income.
this and say
Yes.
this is the poorest town,
But it is.
but it is.
Opportunity has been dying in Wheeler County for the last 20 years. Agriculture was once the primary employer, yet the Wheeler Correctional Facility, a privately run prison, is now the biggest source of jobs.
Oh God.
With 39% of the central Georgia county's population living in poverty, there aren't enough patients with good insurance to keep a hospital from losing money. So recently I actually found out that the hospital that served Glenwood, Georgia, just shut down from lack of ability to be financially
so
It's
stable.
almost like that shouldn't be for profit. I don't know.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So
huh?
the hospital in the area is shut down. The
Yes.
biggest employer is a fucking prison. They have
Yeah.
a bunch of impoverished people. So they got. So basically, you're saying the only industry they can keep is imprisoning people.
After the blow of losing the hospital, Glenwood's mayor of 34 years, GM Joyner, doubts that the town will ever recover. He says, "It's been devastating. I tell folks that move here, this is a beautiful place to live, but you better have brought money because you can't make any here."
Glenwood, I don't know. Glenwood fruit stand seems
Oh my
to be
God,
thriving,
yeah.
dude.
That's supporting a family of 5 right there, for sure.
I don't know. Looks
I
pretty
guess
good.
I'll go get a handful of strawberries.
I mean, it's just the slow death of rural America. That's all we're really witnessing here.
So all the jobs kind of got moved out of town, and now really it's just a prison town.
That's all it is. It's basically a place to send the dregs of society.
You notice
A town where you've got to be fucking shuttled 30 minutes away to go to the hospital. So if you have a heart attack, you're pretty much dead here.
yeah.
You ain't getting to the hospital quick enough.
Hey, it's Comcast. Comcast is still around.
Where?
There's a
Is it this?
Yeah.
Is that Comcast?
That's Comcast's office right there, TJ.
All right.
So it's good to know even in the poorest town, Comcast is
So-
still making
Yeah,
money.
Comcast still raping the poor people in
Here's
here.
some kind of thing that looks like it used to be a shopping center, and it's
a
totally
little strip
fucked.
mall, totally closed.
Totally closed. Nothing in business.
I mean, there's just nothing in this town besides like a Dollar
Here's
General.
a-
dude.
Just another little shitty garage.
Yeah, here's yet another shitty garage, glitz and glamour.
Oh, it's a
salon.
Oh, it's a salon
What?
now. Well, it looks like a garage, but
Okay,
well,
apparently
they
they're,
converted a garage into a salon.
they're cutting hair in the garage now.
They converted a gas station.
It certainly
slash
looks
garage.
glitzy and glamorous.
And
I
hey,
will
look,
say
her
that.
husband can still run a garage out the back of it too. That's pretty smart.
Neat.
They probably live right there.
Come on down and get the glamour alone.
Yeah, this looks like a long road to nowhere.
There's some stuff along the line. I mean, just some little houses and stuff.
You know, I can see what that mayor was saying. Some of these houses that I'm seeing here, they're pretty nice. They're on a big old piece of land. It looks like a nice place to raise
Yeah.
a family if there were jobs.
you already have money, maybe.
Right.
But
I'd
even
take that to heart.
What is this? I want to look at this place. It looked kind of shitty from a distance. I think I might have passed it.
Whoa, dude.
Okay, so this is entering Glenwood. So the first thing you see when you enter Glenwood is this house. And I don't know. I guess
cool.
it doesn't look that bad.
No, it looks a little haunted, but otherwise okay.
Yeah, I mean, like, there's probably
like
like
a
a
rustic
ghost or
place.
something that's going to stab you there, but, you know. I mean, like, you know, honestly, it looks shitty, but I would never picture it just driving through it. I would never realize this is the lowest per capita income town in
You can tell
America.
it's a place where there used to be jobs because they wouldn't build big beautiful houses like this if there weren't good solid farm jobs and factory jobs in this area, and they've just all packed up and gone. They've gone to more fertile fields, and they've left behind this community of really, you know, and it looks like the people that live here. You know, I couldn't find anything about the crime rate because this town is so infinitesimally small. It's just a tiny little place. I'm sure that there's some numbers somewhere, but I couldn't find. But this really wasn't about the crime. I can't imagine that I'm sure that there are some crime in this town, but it looks like a sleepy little community that just, you know, commerce forgot.
It went all the way to sleep, basically.
Yep. But at least you can get a job. At least you might get a shitty paying job, but at least you can get a job in Glenwood. At least in comparison to our next destination, gentlemen, because we're going to the city with the shamefully highest unemployment rate
Dude, look, there's some random dog.
in the nation.
I'm gonna interrupt you, but I thought it was
Oh
kinda
yeah, look at that.
There's a wandering little dog, dude.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, buddy, what's
Aw,
up?
hey, puppy.
Let me scratch your ears. See if you can see the number on his little tag, and we'll call his owner and tell him that we saw his dog
Yeah,
on
we saw your
Google
dog
Maps.
wandering around, buddy.
We're going to go to Yuma, Arizona, gentlemen, where 20.9% of the population...
Dog
Look at
is
him.
awesome.
Dude, the dog was chasing the Google
Look at
fucking
him.
Yeah, he's
car.
chasing the Google car.
That's
dude.
awesome, dude.
Get off my lawn!
First car he's seen in like 100 years.
So let's go to Yuma, TJ. Show
right.
us Yuma.
So here we are in Yuma.
Shady Acres.
If you live in Yuma, there's a 20% chance that you don't even have a job and can't get one.
Yeah, 20% unemployment.
It's actually closer to 21% of the people.
Yeah,
20.9% of the people in this city do not have a job.
And by the way, that
ostensibly
only
can't find
includes
one.
people looking for jobs. People have given up aren't even counted.
Yes.
By that. So,
right,
I mean,
so it's probably much higher.
it's probably 30 to 40%.
So why is Yuma's rate so high? Local officials and experts routinely blame its large migrant population and seasonal agriculture sector. NPR last year spotlighted the town alongside Bismarck, North Dakota, which was and remains the metro area with the nation's lowest unemployment rate, thanks to the region's oil boom. So, in contrast to that, here's how NPR explained Yuma's problem. The unemployment rate of border
my
communities...
God.
Tormenta!
La Tormenta!
Come
Damn.
to Yuma and eat at Tormenta.
Dude, I want to eat there or
It's
drink
Tormenta
there
your
or
bowels!
get my dick sucked there. I don't know what kind of business this is.
It's
a
a
taco
taco.
tech.
It's
Oh,
a
yeah.
Taco Tech, dude.
I want to
Cool.
eat there, dude.
La Tormenta!
I want to eat it.
It's open too. Tormenta.
Yeah, they got an open
Tormenta.
sign and everything. This place is employing. La tormenta, tormenta your bowels.
So basically what they're saying is that border communities have a high unemployment rate because the work is often seasonal and agriculturally based.
Victory Outreach Church.
Oh, yeah. Thanks for setting up shop there. Sure, this community needed a fantasy factory.
So basically, you're saying that people that live there year round, there's just not much business because there's like a boom time where like all the money comes in, everyone's
Well,
working.
it's also like shit fuck hot in Yuma. It's in Arizona, so it's just scorchingly, unbelievably dry and hot here.
We could eat at the River City Grill, dude.
Hey, I'd go eat at that La Tormenta, man. That place looked like it was legit.
Fine
River
dining.
City Grill, fine dining. Dude.
Oh, man, I don't know if I'd eat fish at a place like this.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
like,
Fish in Yuma? I don't know.
let's go to Yuma.
maybe there's a lake
Fuck
nearby.
it,
Get
I'll
finest
sell some
Dude, the
fish.
Rio Grande. What are you talking about, dude? The Rio Grande.
Yeah.
Get some fish, dude.
Rio Grande fish.
It's not too far away.
This is good stuff.
All right. Are you guys done singing the sad song of poverty?
Yeah.
You ready to get back into man's baser instincts?
Of course.
Yeah, time to fucking get down to some crime, huh?
What's the deathiest places in America?
Deathiest.
The deathiest places, the places where you will be killed outright by a murdering, thieving thug or an out-of-control drunk driver or just from having no opportunity in the town. Let's find out what the deathiest places in America are, TJ.
Cool.
And when it comes to murder, the big M, the big capital M.
Murder.
Red Rum.
Red rum.
A place where you guys have, I think you've said some family. This is St. Louis, Missouri.
St.
St.
Louis.
Louis, Missouri.
I believe this is East St. Louis,
East
right?
St. Louis, yeah.
On Martin Luther King Drive.
Yeah. I have a dream that I will have shitty streets named after me.
Whoa, TJ, what are you implying, man? What are you implying, TJ?
I'm implying that
TJ, what are you implying?
usually Martin Luther King Drive in any town is not.
Watch
the
what you
greatest
say,
street.
TJ.
People are saying Chicago in the chat. You guys are dead wrong. I'm sorry. Chicago may have at one point been the deadliest city when it comes to murder, but we're talking per capita murder here. And St. Louis, Missouri, there were 60 homicides per 100,000 residents in 2016, by far the most of any city.
If you've ever
So
been to
if you have this picture of Chicago as being the murder capital of the country, you might be listening to too much Fox News.
I spent a fair amount of time in St. Louis in my life. You
Not
know.
to say that you won't get drilled in
And
Chicago.
I will
You
say that even surpassing it does surpass New Orleans in violence. Like it's kind of crazy to me because New Orleans is definitely a violent city.
I don't understand
It's-
why.
It's known.
Look at
for,
all these prospering buildings.
I mean, it's known for the number of murders. Like every year, it's like how many people are killed in New Orleans?
So
But
let's see if we hit shuttered,
They have the same problem.
shuttered. All of the buildings are shuttered.
Everything is shuttered. There's nothing
There-
here.
Well, I think
but
St.
people.
Louis had a lot of manufacturing jobs. Those all went bye.
This
of
is a
course.
great economic.
Think
hub
about
of
living
America.
in this area.
Oh,
Hey, here's a
economically
business that's
depressed.
open. What's this? The Crusader.
Oh, is that a church?
Printing
Oh.
and typesetting.
Yeah, a lot of people in this fucking neighborhood are making use of that business. Because I know when you're dirt poor, you need a lot of professional printing and typesetting done for
East St. Louis School District.
You know, there's good news for violent crime overall in the United States. It's been in steady decline for a long time, but St. Louis is outside of that. The number of murders per capita in the city leveled off in 2016, but the St. Louis homicide rate has risen in recent years, even as gun violence in other high-crime cities has continued to level off. One difference between St. Louis and similar areas is the city's relatively tolerant gun control legislation. Uh-oh! Wait a minute. What do you mean now? You mean to tell me in a tolerant in a city with tolerant gun control laws, there's a lot of people shooting one another? What the fuck, man? That don't happen.
I'm gonna tell you something, Paul.
Good guy with a gun.
Been to African hair braiding.
Oh
Let me
boy!
tell you something.
I want to go get some cornrows, some white boy cornrows over at
want to tell you
Bento.
something, Paul. The problem is there's just too many liberals there.
Yeah, that's what it
If
is.
it was a bunch of conservative folk, wouldn't have no need
Is
to
this
shoot one
Missouri
another.
though, and this is the South?
It's St. Louis, boy. Ain't the same thing.
Oh, okay, all right then.
Now, if you go outside St. Louis, check the murder right there, boy. I tell you what.
Individuals in St. Louis are allowed to carry a gun in a car without a permit, an
Good.
illegal act in Chicago, Detroit, Baltimore, and New York City,
Man, those cities.
which are the other cities that have high murder rates.
Oh, there's the popo right there, dude.
Whoop, whoop. There's the sound of the police.
Oh yeah, they've like what's going on? I mean, I guess yeah. You got to have cops down here, but fuck, man, there's nothing else.
What the fuck is this?
Just people in shuttered businesses.
There's like every once in a while you'll see a business, but most of these buildings are just destitute. They're just desolate, empty husks.
Dude,
where
like,
commerce used to be.
There's like this restaurant that Taylor took me to in Shreveport, because Shreveport's like another one of these kind of cities where it's like a lot of shit's just died and gone away, and it was like literally the only restaurant. There's like trash out back. She's like, this restaurant's good. I'm all like, it's like the only thing that's open in like a 4-block radius.
Yeah, look at
And that's how this feels,
is that
too.
a bar on the left there? I bet that's open.
Pawn shop.
Is that a strip club?
Hey,
Ooh, Club Candyland.
That's open.
You can't get groceries, but you could get
Hey,
a boner.
guys, more than a boner, a blowjob, dude. What are you talking
Probably.
about? That they ain't a place where everything's got to be on the table. Let's put it
Look
that
at
way.
this. Look at this fucking business here. There's just like
Sherry's
someone just
Hot
hand
Spot.
wrote a
Yeah.
fucking sign.
Hey, I got Kiwi's Kitchen.
You get tubs.
Tubs?
There's tubs, dude.
Give me a tub.
With a Z?
Yeah, tubs.
What's that?
I don't know.
Oh.
It doesn't sound legal, but I'm okay with it. Sherry's Hot Spot tubs.
St. Louis doesn't appear anywhere else on our list of violent or otherwise. It's not at the top of any other list, but it struggles with a high prevalence of rape, robbery, and aggravated assault. In total, there were 1,913 violent crimes per 100,000 St. Louis residents in 2016.
Just soak
That's the
whatever
second
fuck
most
this
of
is
any
in,
city.
Dude.
Look at this place.
Just soak this in.
Yeah. I actually like taking these little tours of these places because, man, it really puts it in perspective here.
This should be the picture for America.
Yeah, seriously. More places in America look like this than the other picture that you pulled up earlier.
Yeah, let's just compare and contrast. So this is...
What are tubs? I want to
I
go to
don't know,
Sherry's
dude.
Hot Spot, dude.
I want to know what Sherry's
I want
Hot
to walk
Spot's
in that
tubs
business
are.
and be like, what the fuck can I buy here, man?
So this is
Google's
Google's
image.
idea of America, and then this is America.
That's America's idea of America, honestly, because we
This
built
is
all
America.
this shit.
You see, there's even a flag.
Hey, there it is, man. Wave it proud.
All right,
Boarded up
we're
hardware
going
store.
back to Sherry's fucking tubs.
Yeah, get back over there to Sherry's Tubs, man.
Because I think there was a number.
Boy, Sherry got some crap
We
on
gotta call Sherry and see what she's selling over here.
And there's a speakeasy across the street.
Damn.
It's literally just says speakeasy.
Wow.
Good
The cops
to know.
just drive by that? What's it say up there? Jeans and things. Oh, it's a boarding house.
Yeah, there you go.
Wow.
So what is Tubbs? I want to know
Tubs.
what the fuck this is.
It's Tubbs. It's like a barbershop, dude.
Yeah, they have barbershop like little poles or whatever.
Is that what it is, though?
I don't know.
Oh, I guess it is. Oh, yeah, I see the barber poles there. They wouldn't put that. Maybe unless they just wrote it over a barbershop sign.
I don't know. So Tubbs,
Tubbs.
dude, 618-514-2191.
All right. So it's a place to get your, your lines cleaned up.
Get your Tubbs.
Get your uptown fade at Sherry's Hot Spot. I'd go get a haircut there.
Go get your Tubbs.
Be interesting to go.
Yeah, Paul, you go
Dude,
to the
somebody-
place. Yeah, Paul, you would literally go to the fucking place where the air conditioner has bars
Dude,
around it.
I know we've got somebody watching us that's in the St. Louis
Dude,
area. Go
the
get
air
cleaned
conditioner has
up.
bars around it, Paul. Yeah, I'm sure your ass is going to be going down there.
Go get
Look at that
cleaned up.
one, too. They literally have to put bars in their AC or someone's going
Simply
to take it.
perfection. Walk in now. Then there's a barber and beautician.
Oh, shit, it's a bunch of
Everything
shit, dude.
everything's boarded up with fucking bars on the windows, of course. What's this? The Spot Pool Room and Bar.
The runner-up, by the way,
Whoa.
Baltimore, Maryland.
What the fuck? What am I looking at?
What's going on here?
I don't know. This
Oh,
dude's,
it's the Spot.
he's doing his over behind the back
Oh,
shot.
shit, he's got moves.
And
At
then
the
there's
Spot.
They literally have a pool shark.
Oh, that's advertisement for a pool place?
I know, right?
Come here and lose all your money to our sharks.
We got sharks. No weapons, no drugs.
Well, there you go. Go play a round of pool over there, TJ. Somebody in the area needs to go and get their hair cut at fucking Sherry's Hot Spot and let us know.
I don't even know
Actually,
if
you know
that's
what?
what that
Never
is,
mind.
dude.
That's probably not a good idea. This is the murder capital. Never stay away from Sherry's.
There was a
I don't wanna
murder
get
in
blamed
Sherry's
for
Hot
sending
Spot
some
last
fucking
week.
kid down
Paul's
to-
trying to kill some people, dude.
Yeah, never mind. Do not go to Sherry's
Go
Hot
down
Spot.
to East St. Louis and go to Sherry's Hot Spot. They'll smile at you when you come on in.
But there are more than one way to die.
hey, it's
gentlemen.
a playground. All
Hey,
right.
that looks like a great place. I see a lot of kids using it. Looks about midday. But there are more than one way to die.
I love this, dude.
Oh, God.
And
It's upside down.
Wow.
Ain't that just evocative?
Murder ain't the only way to die, gentlemen.
It's not?
No.
Oh.
Let's talk about car accidents.
Car
Now,
accidents.
car accidents happen everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, shit. You can't
Everywhere
fucking-
people are dying of car accidents, but some places more than others.
Yeah.
And the car accident capital, the fatal car accident capital of the United States is Detroit, Michigan. The Motor City itself.
Damn, lives up to its reputation, huh?
16 deaths per 100,000 people.
I want you guys to just check out this road here.
Just littered with holes.
Looks like a
Check out
mighty
the ice is
fine
just eating it.
road.
The ice is the expansion and contraction of the ice is just opening up those cracks, and nobody has come along
Okay, guys,
in
but you know
20
what?
years
It's
to do
better
anything
than a
about
di-
it. Look at
it's-
that shit.
It's better than a dirt road.
I guess. At
Better
this
than a
point,
dirt
it is.
road.
At this point, though, is it?
Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, it's easier to drive on. Not as
Is it,
bumpy.
though?
I don't see any big potholes. I see cracks, man.
Okay.
Step on a crack, break your mama's back,
I
TJ.
don't even know if it'll let me go over there. Weird.
Look,
Okay.
dude, this looks great.
So 16 car accident deaths per 100,000 residents is
Okay.
the highest in the country by far.
Won't
Dude,
even
there's
let
so
me
many
go over
people
there.
out. It's look at this vibrant area, dude.
And there's a very kind of
Burnt out buildings.
there's an even darker streak to these numbers, gentlemen. Because they include pedestrian deaths.
Oh shit, dude.
And
Dude, the maps doesn't even want to work right here.
well, they probably didn't drive around much in this neighborhood. A report from the National
on the
Highway
freeway here.
Traffic Safety Administration bore some bad news. Nearly a quarter of the 118 people who died in car crashes in 2016 were pedestrians. It's the highest rate of pedestrian deaths in the U.S. cities larger than 200,000 people. So you're really likely to just get hit by a car if you're walking around here. Like
You know what? That doesn't surprise me because I've seen people shoot videos in Detroit where people are just all over the streets. I don't know if it's even necessarily the recklessness of the drivers. It might just be the fact that people just like to hang out like on the street.
Well, there's people living. I mean, a lot of this is like, if you said that, like, dude, all you have to do if you want to make a post-apocalyptic film is just go to Detroit. You don't have to even fucking get a permit. Just like,
Yeah, there's some bombed out looking
yeah,
neighborhoods
like,
in Detroit.
here's a fucking shell of what used to be a
Some
city.
shitty icy roads, and
Like-
you know there's no municipal.
Google
like-
Maps won't even go this way.
Yeah, well, probably because look at the streets; they look dangerous to be on. It's fucking freezing cold, and they're all frozen over. There's no salt. There's no fucking nobody's coming around salting these streets, making them safe for people to drive on. So it's just slip and slide.
Yeah, like it won't even let me over there.
Yeah,
I'll move my guy somewhere else. It says I should be able to go over there, but it won't let me do it.
Weird, dude.
So I'm just going to go back. Let's just see. Where was I? Let's go to another place. How about here?
East Detroit. Oh, this looks like
This
a
looks
nicer
a little
little
better.
community. Not streetwise though. It doesn't look like there's been any maintenance done on the sidewalks. Oh shit.
Water off, dude.
Yeah, don't come squat here. There's no water.
Can't get any water here.
Is that a school
I think so.
or a prison? It's hard to tell the difference these
Usually
days.
the fences are a little higher. At the
You're right.
prisons.
There'd be barbed wire on the top if it was a prison.
But yeah, this doesn't look too
I mean,
bad.
this looks like just like,
Eh.
I mean, a little rundown, but
I
not.
mean, it's just kind of like dilapidated. I mean, you could tell a lot of these houses.
I mean,
no one's living
Detroit is the same as that other, the smaller city we were talking about in Georgia, where there used to be a really booming industry in this town. It was the automotive capital of the United States, just filled with Firestone and Ford and Chevy factories and just like churning out cars. And that was a great. So you can see what these neighborhoods used to be when you look at them, when they were built. Young families making a good living in unionized jobs. They were plentiful. You could really make a life here.
Well, yeah, I mean, as we all know, most manufacturing jobs, so like this, especially most like smaller vehicles, have been totally outsourced to other countries, like
Yeah.
made in Mexico or China. Or
I mean,
other
the American
places.
automotive industry basically died, and with it died Detroit.
But at least they still have more people getting hit by cars.
Yeah, and dying in cars. Dying as a result of vehicles. You're no more likely to do it anywhere than here. So if you want to die by being hit by a car or hit while in a car or hitting something while in a car, this is the city to live in. This is Detroit.
You can also buy a house for $1.
Also worth mentioning that it suffers from a lot of the social ills that we're talking about here tonight. Low median income, high murder rate, high prevalence of violent crime, high poverty index, low employment rate. I mean, all the kind of hallmarks of a town that time forgot.
My hometown of Flint, Michigan.
But what about the Grim Reaper, TJ?
What about him?
We've talked
Seasons
about
don't
people
fear
walking up
the
to you and
reaper.
blowing your brains out. We've talked about people running over you in a car. What about the place where you're more likely to just have the Reaper visit you earlier than anybody in the world?
So the lowest life expectancy.
The lowest life expectancy of any
here,
town
Paul. I'm here.
in America. The place where the Reaper visits earliest. We're heading back down south, boys, to the beautiful town of Gadsden, Alabama.
Welcome down to Gadsden, Alabama.
You know what? Paul, these are just very devoted people, and Jesus just got to call them home a little bit sooner than us. You atheists keep on living. The faithful will come home.
Yeah, God just calls people home sooner.
I'm calling them home.
Let me get a puff of that, TJ. I'm in Gadsden. I need everything I can get.
You in Gadsden now,
Giving it all
boy.
she's got, Captain.
Boy, you in Gadsden, Alabama now.
So let's see. Let's see what I've got here about Gadsden. What
So
can
why
we
are
say?
people?
How long do
why
people
do people
live in-
die?
Well, first, how long? What's life expectancy?
So life expectancy, and it doesn't sound all that bad. It's 72.9 years in Gadsden, Alabama, but that is on the low end for the national average and the
the lowest
Alabama
end.
average.
Isn't Vermont like 82 or something?
Something like
though?
that, yeah.
I mean, it's
The average Alabama resident is expected to live for about 75.2 years.
wow. So even Alabama itself is doing better.
It has the lowest life expectancy of any state other than Mississippi. Life expectancy is even shorter in Gadsden, where the average resident is expected to live just 72.9 years, the lowest life expectancy of any metro area in our country. And you guys want to guess what the biggest contributor is?
Oh man, I'm gonna go. Can I have poverty for 100?
Well, I mean, besides poverty, what is it that they're doing to themselves to make themselves die so quickly?
Overweight.
Yep.
Fat.
Unhealthy behaviors among Gadsden residents have likely contributed to its low life expectancy. Of all Gadsden adults, oh shit, TJ, look at this one. 26% smoke. Why don't you just move to Gadsden, TJ?
Maybe I will.
Yeah, buy one of these little ramshackle fuck huts in Gadsden and
People-
go smoke them while you got them,
People
TJ.
in Gadsden know how to live, Paul.
Yeah.
33.8%
They don't live short,
are
meaningless
obese.
fucking lives, TJ.
So they're 6% above the national smoking rate of 20%.
Cool.
And they're way above the national obesity rate of 27% at 33.8%.
Oh fuck!
Let's see if we can find a fat fuck.
The fattest smokingest
The fatties.
community in
Unfortunately,
America.
all the fat fucks are inside.
Well, yeah, they don't sit outside because they get sweaty up outside.
It's Alabama, for God's sake.
I smoke right in my living room, and I don't care who knows it.
Just change the wallpaper every 5 years.
Yeah.
Fine.
I mean, come on. I spray some Febreze down, and you can't even tell.
I'm getting winded. We talk about this
I
later.
love this place. I love Gadsden.
I love
Smoke 'em if you got 'em.
where a
That's the-
man can smoke and eat.
Yep. Smoke them if you got them, and whoever eats the fastest gets the most. That's the rallying cry of a Gadsden man. So, yeah, looks like a pretty woe-begotten fucking place to live,
Yeah, it
dude.
just looks like a miserable. Like there's nothing here.
I mean,
it's-
It's houses.
can you
rows and rows of
zoom the map
shitty,
out and see if
shitty
you can find,
houses.
like, their businesses?
Yeah,
I'll
look
see
at
if I can
the
find.
Is it mostly McDonald's
a
and shit?
business area of
Boy, they
Gadsden.
got. I'll tell you what, they got gas. They got crackling. They got them collard
let's
green. They got them
see.
fried chicken. Boy, they got it all.
Looks like there's a McDonald's.
Let's
over
go.
here.
Let's see what the Mickey
Let's
D's
go to the
looks
Mc-
like.
let's
Yeah,
go to the
get
Gadsden
on that main
McDonald's.
boulevard there, that main artery. Let's take a look. Oh, whoa. Okay, that's
Where's
not the
the
Mickey
McDonald's?
D's.
Yeah, it's
There it
over
is.
there.
Yeah, you fucked
I
up,
was a
TJ.
little
You
off.
dropped it on the little fucking access road.
Whatever, dude.
Yeah, there he is.
That's how you
There's
get into the
Mickey-
McDonald's,
Oh, sorry.
I want to go to McDonald's.
Everything here looks like an access road. I'm sorry.
Is this the industrial area? What?
Got an ambulance on standby right next to
there's
the
a gas
McDonald's.
station.
gas
Looks like
station?
the main road is over there.
Yeah, yeah.
They got diesel, Paul.
So gas stations, a Mickey D's.
So here we are on the.
I just want to see what kind of dining options the citizens of Gadsden have.
Subway.
They got a
eat-
Subway.
They got a Subway. Yeah.
Hey, they got healthy options, Paul.
They should be skinny. You saw fucking Jared, the pedophile, standing there and
I know,
swimming in
right?
them pants. He lost a lot of weight.
Yeah, so they got no fucking excuse. What's that fucking triangle building, dude?
Oh, yeah, that looks like a wiener schnitzel.
Dude, I gotta figure out what the fuck that is, dude. Let's go over there.
TJ, is that a wiener schnitzel back
Is
down
it the
there?
Venus Schnitzel, TJ?
That building is. I'm trying to figure it out. Hold on.
Bobby's Ram
It looks
Shack.
like it's popping.
Poppy's Ram Shack.
Dude, look at it, dude.
Oh,
There's
what the
hella
fuck?
people there.
Whoa, dude, what the fuck is this place, man? I want to know.
Look
I
at the
gotta know
sign.
more.
Go up and to the right.
Do you
TJ.
want to know more, TJ?
Up and to the right.
Yeah, up and up.
Let's go buy it, dude.
Up and to the right-hand side, there was
Let's
a
go
sign
buy
for this
Poppy's Ram
business.
Shack, dude.
Over
Go
this
up.
way.
Go up. Yeah, from here. Just look up.
Come on, TJ.
Up. Okay.
Yeah, there.
Oh, what is it?
It's an Indian head. You see it?
Yeah.
That's the sign for that business.
Well, it
Must be
doesn't-
just something local that people
on,
know
TJ.
about.
We
Looks
gotta
like a little fucking fast food
Can't
joint.
go buy it and look at
I'm
it.
going to it.
Fucking
faggot.
name, TJ. I gotta know the fucking name, buddy.
I'm going.
All right.
All right, cool.
All right. So let's see.
Yeah, there it is.
Big chili. Oh, Big
Big
Chief.
Oh, it's
Chief.
Big Chief.
Boom.
Looks like they
Damn,
sell
dude.
shirts and shit too.
I'm
wonder
telling you,
Big
right
Chief.
there is the place that you want to eat in Gadsden, dude, because that place was slammed out. It had a bunch of cars at it. You know these fatties know where to get the good greasy spoon
Oh, yeah,
is
dude.
at.
You can go to Mickey D's whenever the fuck you want,
it-
but when they got fucking Big Chief up the street,
Dude, Big Chief looks like a legit place to eat. I'm not even kidding, too.
Oh, dude,
I
I
bet
bet
they
you that-
serve good food there.
oh, you know what they serve, Paul? I would bet you, fucking, I don't know,
Pan-fried hamburgers,
dude. I would bet fucking hot dogs.
hot dogs, yeah.
I bet you they fucking do a mean chili dog at Big Chief, dude.
Yep.
Let's do it, dude. Let's go to Big Chief.
Oh, what
What?
the fuck is that?
What?
What?
Look at the picture, dude. It looks like a fucking goddamn fucking hot
Oh,
dog.
there it is, dude. Yeah, that is a dog. There's a
Oh,
burger.
there's a burger, dude. Dude,
They got
Big
chicken
Chief.
fingers. Dude, Big Chief looks legit.
Whoa, dude, I want to go to Big Chief.
Well, we know why they're fat. They're all going to this
Ooh,
place.
look at that, dude. It's got a big old piece of Canadian ham on it.
I think that might be fried bologna, dude.
Is it?
It is, dude. Oh, look, there's wings, dude.
Oh, this is legit.
Oh,
Dude,
no,
we
no,
got to
it's
go to Big Chief.
Blue Bell.
How far is Gadsden from here?
Oh, they got all the fixins and shit.
Damn, dude.
Road trip, bitches.
No wonder these
Who
guys-
wants to do it?
Some hush puppies.
Oh, dude, let's go to Gadsden.
Who wants to
man.
do it, dude? Road trip to Gadsden. The
Road
three of us
trip
will
to
film
Gadsden, Alabama.
it. Dude, we got to eat here. This
Going
is
to
legit.
the Big Chief
And
drive.
TJ, you will know
drive-in.
what it's like to be amongst the smokingest fucking city in the world, dude.
Let's go to Gadsden.
Let's do it, boys.
Gadsden.
Gadsden, 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 Gadsden.
Big Chief, we're coming
Dude, fuck
at
that,
some
dude.
point.
It's got 293
We're
reviews.
gonna have a goddamn fucking
4.5 with 200,000.
fan.
Come on,
We're
dude.
gonna do a fan meetup in Gadsden, dude.
Let-
Old
read some of
fashioned
this.
drive-in style.
Yeah.
Order food inside and go sit in your car, and they call you over the loudspeaker when it's ready.
Yes.
Not many seats inside, but they have a covered patio with 8 to 10 picnic tables with good music.
Oh, then we're
playing.
taking over
Oh, this
Big
place
Chief.
sounds
The best
legitimate.
part, the burgers are fantastic. Great beef,
Dude, we're
ripe
gonna take
tomatoes,
over
soft
Big Chief.
buns, and built perfectly. Go visit and you'll see.
Dude, we're going.
We are going to Gadsden.
Dude, we're eating at the Big Chief.
Hell,
We have to. I can't die and not eat there. It's the fattest fucking city in America. We got to go.
We gotta go.
We got to go to the best restaurant in the fattest city in America. If we don't, what are we? What are we, gentlemen?
Nothing. I don't know if this is actually the fattest city, but it's one of them. There's a big fat problem
Someone
here.
just gave us 20 Canadian dollars for the Big Chief Fund, dude.
Wow, dude, we're going definitely then. 20 Canadian bucks is all it takes to get to the Big Chief.
Yeah, easily.
And that'll pay for our food, too. So, we've talked about the Grim Reaper visiting people in their old age, TJ. And how can we fault Gadsden for that? Old people die there? Oh, no.
I mean, what it is what it is.
I think the people at
are
Gadsden
gonna
got to
die.
figure it out. A place where Big Chief is at got to
Yeah, I
figure it
don't
out.
know.
But what about the city where babies die
Oh,
the
shit,
most?
dude.
What about
Babies?
the highest infant mortality rate?
Dude, I don't fucking. Yeah, that sounds horrible, dude. You can't blame babies. I mean, they've just been born, dude. Shit.
And ladies and gentlemen, I hate to say it shamefully, but we've got to visit someplace we've already been to.
back.
Does this look familiar to anyone?
We're back.
It should. Put your hand over your hearts, bitches, and salute the flag because this is our nation's capital.
Oh God.
The highest infant mortality rate, Washington, D.C.
So, you know what? A lot of those pregnant
Teen
teens are
mothers?
just, their
They're
kids are
shitting out-
dying
yeah.
anyway.
They should have dead
I wonder
babies.
if that's
dude.
connected. Like maybe because there's so many teens getting pregnant, they have a higher mortality
Probably.
rate because they're not fully like developed as adults or whatever.
Damn,
Sure.
dude. Maybe. I don't know.
6.6 deaths per 1,000 births. So out of every 1,000 babies born in Washington, D.C., 7 just croak.
Wow, dude.
Jesus.
Crazy.
When compared to other wealthy capitals in the world, Washington, D.C. is the city with the highest infant mortality rate. This is worldwide.
On
Yeah,
the
most of those
planet.
cities, it's
Well,
like 1 to
maybe
3.
not- maybe
Among capital cities.
Wealthy capitals. So we're talking westernized economies. We're by far the worst.
Yeah, like compared to like London or
Mortality rate is 6.6 deaths of children younger than 1 year per 1,000 births. This sounds scary, but what's even scarier is that the rate is an improvement from 1 decade ago when the
I
rate
think
was
we're
15.
at a hospital here.
So Washington, D.C. is actually improved by more than half its infant mortality rate from just 10 years ago. So in the 2010, that time frame, 15 deaths per 1,000 births in our nation's capital.
Jesus.
Children born in poor areas of D.C. are far more likely to die prematurely, and this primarily because healthcare education in Washington is very low, which is probably
Why they're having so many
teen
too.
pregnancies as well.
So here's a hospital, a children's hospital, actually. Well, I don't know if it's...
so they have a children's hospital. So I mean, they have.
We're actually at a hospital, interestingly enough.
they
It's
probably
not for
decent-
lack of facilities.
Yeah, so
It's for lack of education. It says that pregnant mothers usually have no or very little knowledge about the necessity of prenatal care. Babies in the city are dying at a higher rate than the average infant mortality rate in the entire U.S., which amounts to 6.1 deaths. So we're not doing much better as a country. 6.1 infant mortality rate countrywide.
So Americans are just not very good at keeping their babies alive.
But our nation's capital is the worst example. Babies die here more often than anywhere in our country.
dude, it's
Sorry, Washington.
It's just shocking. It's
DC.
it's an appalling statistic to be the top of the Western world for that. It's probably just due to our healthcare system being so fractured and, like they said, lack of education, people not being taught. Like, look,
I'm confused because Ben Shapiro said our system is the best.
well, Ben Shapiro's a fucking moron.
Well,
Why would
he's
you listen to his? Why would you listen to his dumb ass?
How
on-
would you...
I don't care what rhetoric Ben Shapiro whips out. Stats don't fucking lie. Isn't he someone that likes to argue with statistics? Well, let's just look at a statistical analysis of the shit he said in comparison
Facts
to that.
before your libtard fucking
Yeah, I
feelings,
mean, if he's
Scotty.
all about facts,
Yeah, facts
the
before
facts
feels.
are against him on healthcare, so he's a moron.
But Paul,
We've,
where can a man go?
we've gone down a lot of roads, and I think we should recap, TJ.
You want to recap?
Let's see what we've looked at.
All right.
We've looked at man's propensity to steal from one another in various
Basic
ways.
instincts.
We've looked at the crushing weight of poverty and its many social ills. We've looked at the violence that one man will do to himself and to others. But what's the rapiest place in the United States, TJ?
That's what I want to
We
know.
have to go to the bottom of the barrel, TJ, because a lot of people feel, now this is something that
You know
I didn't
what?
know. A lot of people feel that rape is more inexcusable than murder in a lot of cases. There are a lot of people in this country that feel that way. Now, I don't happen to maybe share that view, but rape is a very, very serious crime. And we're in the midst of the Me Too movement, guys. No more of this shit. Yet there's still a city in this country
Hasn't got the message.
that hasn't gotten the message, and it is not
Festus, Missouri.
Yep, Festus, Missouri.
Festus,
Zoom
Missouri,
it. No, I'm
dude.
kidding.
No.
It's not where you'd expect it to be. Lest we be accused of shitting on the South, I will remind everybody we've been all over this country in our pursuit of the shittiest cities. We've been out west to my little home area.
Yeah.
Yep.
We've been up to in the Northeast to Michigan. We've been on the East Coast with Washington, D.C., and we've been down in the deep South. We've been in the Midwest, too.
We've been in the Heartland. We've been all over
been
America.
in
We've been
Missouri.
in Detroit. We've been in Missouri.
We've
been in
gone
California.
we have trekked back and forth across these great states, but I tell you guys, we haven't even come close to the rapiest place
Dun,
in America.
Dun, dun,
Rape,
dun,
rape.
dun, rape capital. Anchorage, Alaska, rape everyone. Dun, 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 dun.
Wow.
Anchorage, Alaska.
Anchorage, Alaska.
Isn't I believe it's the only major U.S. city you can't get to by driving there.
I think that is correct.
I don't know how major of a city it is, but that may be true.
In 2016,
In Anchorage, Alaska, no one can hear you rape.
in Anchorage, Alaska, 173 rapes were reported per 100,000 citizens, making it
Jesus.
the undisputed rape capital of the United States.
That's not something you want to be the undisputed champion of.
Undisputed.
And the undisputed champion of rape is Anchorage. Woo!
The runner-up in this case is Battle Creek, Michigan, with 133 rapes.
Wow, not even close, dude.
I mean, it's still a shameful number of rapes, but not even close to Anchorage, Alaska. So there's the question, guys. Because I have this picture of Alaska in my mind. I've never been there. Have you?
No.
I've never set foot in Alaska, but my picture of Alaska is of a kind of docile frontier, where things move at a slower pace and communities are a little more tight-knit and there's not a lot of these social problems because, doggone it, we all just got to work hard because we're all the way up here in the frozen north, eh? You know what I mean? Like, I always thought that they were just like Canadians.
They're working hard to rape.
Well, they're definitely working hard to rape.
I think it's honestly the opposite. The social ills are amplified because you have these small communities where they're kind of cut off from the mainland
Look,
U.S.
Oh, hold on. I think if you zoom in, you can see a chick getting raped back there.
Oh shit, dude.
Now, I don't like what I found when I tried to find the reasons, and Scotty actually came up with another one, and we'll get to that one after this one. Because I feel like it just points the finger of blame without providing any kind of context. But here's what I was able to find, and
I think it is too many fucking white people.
Yep, you're right. Two possible causes are its high population of Native Americans, nearly 15% compared to the 1.2% national average.
I agree with it.
And its remoteness.
It's you know what? It's these fucking Eskimos. I've told you guys about this.
Damn,
South
dude.
Dakota is also a rural state with a high Native American population of nearly 9%.
Can I not go on this
Native
road?
Alaskans make up 61% of rape victims in the state.
Wow.
And Native Americans make up 40% of sex assault victims in South Dakota.
George Carlin would have told you this shit forever ago. Yeah, listen. It's only
sure.
35 seconds.
I wonder, is there more rape at the equator or the North Pole? I mean per capita. I know the populations are different. Most people think it's the equator. I think it's the North Pole. People think it's the equator because it's hot down there, they don't wear a lot of clothing, guys can see women's tits, they get horny, and there's a lot of fucking going on. That's exactly why there's less rape at the equator, because there's a lot of fucking going on. You can tell there's a lot of fucking at the equator. Take a look at the population figures. Billions of people live near the equator. How many Eskimos we got? 30? 35?
Yep. That's
There
why.
it is. I mean,
It's
such
too-
a brilliant dude.
It's too cold to fuck, so they just rape.
So
George
here's the
Carlin
big
figured
question
out.
mark that hangs over all of this. Nobody knows for sure why Native American women are so vulnerable to rape. Some experts blame alcoholism and the breakdown of the Native American family unit. In the past, Native American tribes have not been able or allowed to prosecute non-Native Americans for raping members of their tribes. So if somebody from the town, if a white dude from the town rapes an Indian or an Eskimo woman, if she lives on, the wrong fucking tract of Eskimo reservation, then they just go, you can't try an American on no reservation. Fuck you, Injun. That's basically what happens there.
Fucking ice chuckers.
Obama recently signed a law, I guess, that gives tribes more power to protect Native women, though. So.
Fucking communist piece of shit, dude.
In very rural areas like Alaska, women simply can't rely on police to come help them if they're raped. One 19-year-old Native Alaska woman who lived in a village of 800 called a police officer after a stranger broke into her home and raped her in the middle of the night, the Times reported in 2012. The police didn't answer, so she left a message, and they never got around to returning her call.
Oh, yeah, I was raped. That's not an important call.
One study found that just 11% of rapes reported to the Anchorage Police Department between 2000 and 2003 led to any conviction. This lack of culpability could be another reason for the prevalence of sexual assault in Alaska.
I would say that's probably a big part of the reason.
Yeah, it's like... Yeah,
Hey, you can get away with rape here, huh?
One blogger in the state wrote, "Why is Alaska the rape capital of the U.S.? Because we allow it to be so."
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like it. I mean, if
I
you
mean, if the laws
only
aren't
even
enforced-
respond to yeah, I mean, like, hey, if you live in a town where rape is de facto legal, then yeah, there's gonna be more rapes in that town.
Yeah, if people know if people know they can get away with it and they're drinking a lot, I mean, come on. At a certain point, it's going to be like, I'm horny, I can get away with rape.
Alcoholism is
in.
incredibly prevalent amongst Native populations because they were not exposed to grain alcohol at the same point we were. So they just have a natural genetic predisposition to not processing alcohol correctly. So there's a huge
Well,
incidence
you also
of
have to factor
alcohol
in, too,
abuse in Native communities.
I've seen some documentaries about these kind of issues with populations that are become highly addicted to certain substances, and a big part of them too is the culture around it is just like there's no like have a beer with your dad. It's like time to get wasted, and people just literally get blackout drunk, and they have there's no healthy way to learn how to use those kind of drugs.
No,
Like,
and there's
Plus,
no moderation.
Look at all these chemtrails too.
Oh yeah, man.
oh shit, dude, they're
They're
poisoning
just
the
being
population.
hosed with chems.
Yeah, I mean, so that's probably part of it too.
I mean, a picture.
You can't explain why those things exist, though, TJ. You mock people like me that believe that they're chemicals being sprinkled on the fucking ground with your little jibes and your little japes and your little jokes. Don't think I don't hear the little barbs that you throw, TJ, but you don't know what's in those clouds. I say they're sprinkling docility chemicals over the population to keep us dumb and fat and stupid.
well, apparently they're spraying some rape chemicals here in
Yeah,
Anchorage.
well, they're testing them out in Alaska.
Let's see if we can increase the rape rate by introducing Zyklon 74.
So Scotty had another idea about why the rape rate is possibly so high in Alaska.
Yeah, I looked and saw that in Alaska overall, there's 107 women per every 100 men. And me and Paul kind of did some bullshit math, so this isn't something. I mean, that's actual. Those are actual figures, but we figured out we're like, well, think how many of those women are married. Then also factor out the ugly ones.
Right. Well, the ones that are non-desirable, not non-desirable partners, old and infirm or sick.
That means
children that are not of sexual
exactly.
age. So it's like
that doesn't leave a lot.
There's a very profound lack of women in Alaska. I mean, it doesn't sound like a huge number, but compared with elsewhere in the world, there's just more selection for men, and in Alaska there isn't.
Well,
there are less.
Oh, dude, the U.S. overall, I think, was like 97 men per 100. So it's like there's a glut of women.
Right. There's extra women. That's the way it has to be. Otherwise, men get crazy and start raping. See? I don't know if that's the case, but it's a number that's worth looking at, right?
It's our bullshit theory.
I want to tell you guys something. Every single stupid motherfucking one of you watching this show right now,
What's that, TJ?
give us a thumbs up.
Yes.
Give this show a thumbs up.
We took
because
you on a
we've
tour.
educated you, and we've shown you America's dark underbelly.
Dark underbelly. There's some beautiful little towns we visited.
Dark
We're going to
underbelly.
Gadsden.
We going to Gadsden, bitch.
We're
It's
eating at the
happening.
Big Chief.
It's happening, bitch.
Thank you guys. Become
Thanks
patrons.
for watching. We appreciate your support. We'll see you guys on some. We'll get some clips to you on Thursday. We'll get some fucking new show on Friday. Patrons get some shit on Wednesday. So stay tuned. Become a patron. Give this video a thumbs up.
A lot of Patreon
yourselves.
content is coming. Probably about 5
Oh yeah,
to 6
and don't
hours.
forget to keep your eyes peeled for Dank Dungeons and Drunken Dragons. If you're
Also,
a patron.
our Radostas trip.
Yes, we're gonna put up our Redosta trip for
So a
patrons.
lot of content.
Oh,
coming up,
yeah.
patrons.
Sweet beef.
Good to know. Thumbs up. Thumbs up. Thumbs